Hi there, and welcome to today's reading. Today we are exploring why this happened. So this could be something that happened a long time ago that you're still feeling the echoes of and you're trying to sort out. Could be something that's recent that you're processing right now. But either way, we're going to consult tarot for a little bit of insight into what's going on, why it happened, and what we can do moving forward. So for this reading, I'm going to be using the Muse Tarot by Chris Ann, published by Hay House. And to get us started, we're going to shuffle up these cards. I always like to make multiple piles of cards and then shuffle them back together, just to make sure that you really get your own tarot reading and not a leftover from one that I did before. We also are going to have some crystals to work with today, which I am excited about because they are three really beautiful ones and really helpful ones for when you're going through something. I like to take this shuffle time as a moment to ground and to kind of center my energy. So I invite you to do that right now too. For grounding, we're going to just really connect ourselves to the earth, the floor below us, or the seat underneath us, whatever you're making contact with right now. I want you to really feel it under your body and feel connected to it. Okay. We're going to take piles 3 and 4 and riffle them together. I struggle to shuffle. Hey, not too bad. Now I'm going to cut these cards back into piles 1 and 2. Okay. So the way we're going to choose our pile today, is one of two ways. Either the pile that really speaks to you, that you can't stop looking at or that you can't stop thinking about, or the crystal. And we're going to choose those crystals now. So pile number 1 is going to be all the way to my left, and it's going to get this blue and brown speckly chrysocolla. Pile number 2, directly in front of me in the middle, is going to get this smooth gray Shiva Lingam. And pile number 3 is going to get this milky opalescent moonstone. So take a minute, choose your pile, and then use the timestamp in the description to hear your message for the day. Hi there, pile number 1. We are investigating why this happened. And the crystal that you chose today is chrysocolla. This is a stone of peace and calm. So if what you're going through has rattled you, this is a really good stone for you to be working with right now. Let's see what our message has to say. Okay. Our first card to come through is our Muse of Materials. This is also known as the King of Pentacles. And this card is all about planning and preparation. So if you notice, she's walking on a bridge. She didn't get there by accident. There's a really clear path that she is taking to get her to where she wants to be. This thing that you're processing is meant to redirect you to the path you're meant to be on, not the path you used to be on. So take your time to prepare what you need to prepare, get yourself ready, and move your feet one in front of the other forward. Not turning around, not wishing we could go back to what used to be, but thinking about where we want our life to be and what kind of road we need to take to get there. So where do I want to be? Where am I now? What's the best route to get to where I want to be? Our second card is the Lover's card. Now this is a tricky card because it speaks of a magnetic attraction between two people, and not necessarily romantic, but these are two people who were fated to come together, right? Like we are barreling towards each other like a Mack truck. But this isn't usually a card of longevity. This is often a card of temporary circumstance. So know that the resolution of this situation was meant to teach you about seasons and cycles in your life, not permanence. Finally, we have our Six of Voices, also known as the Six of Swords. And this is a reassurance card. You are moving from choppy waters to smooth. This thing that you are going through and dealing with, this is meant to clear out all of the turbulence so that way you can get on your own 2 feet again. But unfortunately, the darkest night always comes before the dawn, right? So we might have to go through a little bit more tumult before we get to that smooth sailing place. So to sum up, plan and prepare for where you want to go versus where you have been. Know that there are seasons and cycles for everything in life, including the people who come into and out of our lives. And trust that you are moving from choppy waters to smooth waters. There is safety ahead for you. So, if you are prone to anxiety or panic attacks, take an assessment of the situation around you. Are you safe? And if you are safe, remind yourself of that. I hope that this message was illuminating and entertaining for you, and that it gave you a little bit of insight into what you're processing right now. If you'd like, you can meet me at the end for a little goodbye message. If this is all you need, then I hope that you have a peaceful rest of your day. Hi there, pile number 2. You picked our Shiva Lingam stone. This is a river stone. And what I like about river stones is they are changed by their circumstances over time. And that really resonates because I feel like we humans are like that too. Let's see what your reading has to tell us about where you are and where you're headed. Okay. So I feel like this situation brought a lot of conflict and tension. This is our 5 of inspiration, also known as our 5 of wands. And the thing about conflicts is that they bring opportunities to bridge people together. And that might sound crazy because when we're in a conflict with somebody, usually we're not seeing eye to eye, at least for the moment, right? But if I can try to be empathetic and understand your point of view and where you're coming from, and express my point of view and where I'm coming from, there's potential for us to find a way to bridge that gap. Even if we don't necessarily agree, we can understand. Our next card is the World, or in this case, the World Cosmos. This card is about endings, but generally the kind of endings that bring resolution and closure. And oftentimes we look to find closure from external sources, from another person, from our media, but ultimately we are the only ones who can give ourselves closure. We have to decide how to heal this and put it to bed, knowing that it might rear its head up once in a while, but also knowing that we have the strength and the capacity to withstand it when it comes up. Finally, we have our Page of Emotions, or in typical traditional tarot, the Page of Cups, right? This is telling us that it's time for you to re-examine how you deal with your emotions. Because the way that you've done uncomfortable emotion before, it's not working anymore if it ever worked in the first place. So we have to redefine our relationship with our emotional landscape. Some people are really ruled by their emotions, and that's a stressful way to live. Some people really suppress their emotions, which generally leads to either resentments or blowups down the line. So it's time for you to discover some new tools for coping with your emotions and learning from them. So to summarize, through conflict, seek to build bridges with people through empathy and understanding. See endings as an opportunity to give yourself closure and define what you need to move forward. And finally, also redefine how you interact with your emotions. And let's find a healthier way to process these emotions. That is the purpose of this lesson in your life right now. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading today. I hope that it was illuminating and entertaining for you. And if you'd like, you can join me at the end of the video for a little farewell message. If not, if this is all you need, then thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope that you have a magnificent rest of your day. Hi, pile number 3. Thank you so much for joining me. You chose this gorgeous milky moonstone. And moonstone is a crystal for balance, also for dreams and intuition. So that might be another source of information for you about what's going on right now. So pay attention to your dreams if you remember them. If you don't, think of what are the random things that pop in your head that you go, why is that coming through? Because that can be another message from your unconscious as well. Let's get into your reading. Today we're looking into why this thing has happened. Okay. The first card that comes through is our Queen of Materials. And she is telling us that it's time for you to step into yourself and your power versus shrink back into who you used to be and try to fit into a skin that's grown too small for you. I don't know if you ever did this as a kid, but I remember there was this one time where I found like a toddler sweater, a cardigan that my grandmother had made for me. And I was like 6 or 7 years old at the time. And even though I knew it wouldn't fit, I still tried to make it work because it was a cute cardigan. But, you know, it wasn't going to be comfortable. It wasn't going to be good for the garment or for me. So I had to put it away and find something that fits me better. I encourage you to do the same with this situation. Pack up the memories, the experiences that you have, put them down for now, and get ready to grow into your power. Next, we have our Four of Voices, traditionally our Four of Swords. And this is a card telling us that it's time to rest. This event, this thing has cleared some stuff out of your life to make room for you to rest now that you can grow later. It's like your closet, right? I have a lot of clothing analogies today, but bear with me. It's like your closet. If you want to put more things into the closet, at some point there's a finite amount of space, and we're going to have to take some things out and either put them into storage somewhere or give them to the local thrift shop or a friend who needs them. But we can't keep everything all at once. So this situation has cleared out some space in your closet. So as you're getting ready to grow and add new things, take a little time to rest and recuperate and prioritize what's important for you to have. Finally, we have our Five of Emotions, which is also the Five of Cups. You know, there's no way to sugarcoat it. You went through some loss with this. And loss is hard. It is emotionally taxing. It changes the way that we see the world around us, that we see ourselves. But I want you to focus on what you have rather than what you've lost. Because if we scan the world for abundance and good, we invite more of that in. If we focus on lack and mourning, that's what we invite more of. So I would encourage you to practice gratitude because that is the route to joy. So to sum up, let go of who you used to be so you can step into who you're becoming. Rest during this time and trust that the universe is making room for wonderful things that are coming your way. And finally, as you process this thing, focus on the joy, make room for abundance, and just remember to breathe. This is all temporary, and you have what it takes to see it through to the other side. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that this reading was illuminating and entertaining for you. If you'd like, you can join me for my farewell message. If not, if this is all that you need, thank you again. And I hope that you have a day that is full of peace and blessings. Thank you again for joining me for this reading today. I really appreciate your time and your attention. I hope that you have some insight now into this thing that you're processing, and you have a little bit more of a sense of some tools that you can use to see you through. If you liked this video, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that way you can never miss a tarot reading with me. And if you'd like to book me for a one-on-one tarot reading, you can visit the link in my bio and we can set that up. Thanks again, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.